So we are here. Good morning. Happy spring, Passover, Easter. Good day, Sunday, beginning of the week, end of the week, whatever you've got to be happy about. Happy, welcome. So, welcome to our virtual audience, and please let me know that you are here. That would be great. And welcome to our in house audience. Welcome. And we are ready to celebrate. Okay, woohoo, you were fast, David. David number one and Angela number two. Okay, Regina, all right, I'll give you two. So you three win. And let me know for what you would like me to do, a very special spiritual mind treatment for you. And you got it. Okay, so we're all here. Let me know for what you would like me to do it opening treatment. So I will begin with our in house audience. Don't give me too many, please, folks.
Love.
Okay, love. All right, I've got love.
Increase good.
Increased good. Okay, we could put those two together. That works.
Joy.
Joy and what?
Joy as always.
As always, joy as always. Okay, that's good. Let me see. Oh, we have people. Hello, Debbie Joy. Welcome. Hello, Clee. Happy Easter to you. Oh, and Mary and Kathy. They're out in, tell me where you are. Arkansas? Anyway, the baby's been born.
Oh.
Yay! Congratulations. And hello, Margit. Good to see you. Stephanie Ann. Happy Easter. Right. Happy Passover. Happy Sunday. Happy everything. Joy. Okay. So we've got joy, love,
Increase good.
increase good. Debbie Joy's claiming that I was number two. Okay, Debbie Joy. I only could go by what, I see, but, I realize everything is, I don't know. The syncing of everything is bizarre when you're live. So anyway, okay, they're in Arizona. So they're in Arizona and their baby girl has entered the world. All is well with the baby. All is good. Okay. Hi, Brandy. My cousin's here. All right. And health. Okay, that's it. So we've got joy, love, health, increase good. You said joy? Was that it? Health? Did I say that? Yes. Okay, that's it. No more. All right. All right. So this word is being spoken for each one. Right here, right now, I recognize that divine presence is creating this entire universe, created right now, as if it never had been before, because this one creator is in this moment creating all that it is in infinite expression. This universe is what it is. This creative activity of that divine is continuous. It never stops. If the divine were to stop creating, that's it. Nothing. But because everything is, it is this divine presence that is knowing I am that I am. And what it is creating right now is its own life expressing in form and in fact. It creates because it loves itself, and it is happy and joyous to see itself in creation. And all that it creates according to its own truth, which is the essence of health. This divine creator is always knowing I am that I am. And this infinite knowing produces a continuous sequence of unfolding creative activities and events and people and places. It seems as if it is creating out of what was, but it never is. It is always creating out of itself now. And so, behold, I make all things new. And so the truth is, right here and right now, each one is freshly made, a brand new inspiration of the divine's self-knowingness. This loving presence is knowing itself brand new. just as this newborn baby has entered this world, each one is also brand new. And this world, this universe is made for each one to dwell in and to thrive and to prosper and to express all of the divine qualities that is this very presence. Each one is created now to express all that the I am is. And so each one experiences this expression of the goodness that is life as an experience of greater good, of increased good, of more good. Each one is more aware of this thing called life and its goodness. And so as a result, this greater awareness produces a greater experience of health, of love, of joy, of peace, of happiness, of goodness in every imaginable or desired way. Behold, I make all things new is an experience of resurrection out of the old, out of that which was. Each one is agreeable and willing to let go of that which is old, unworn, not working, troublesome, burdensome, problems, suffering, illness, disease, any resistance, rejection, rebellion. Each one is willing to let that go, and in that release, receive the gift of all things made new: life, light, love, power, beauty, peace, harmony, and joy. This, the substance of the divine, now taking glorious form in all the ways that a human being expresses this life. So, first of all, each one is healthier than ever before, all made new, not according to any old pattern that has lived in one's body, but fresh and new. Any past diagnoses or DNA or inherited tendencies or any past experience of hurt or harm of oneself is all not present in this brand new moment of the divine knowing itself. And so each one lets all that go and awakens to what the infinite is creating right now: its perfection, wholeness, and completeness, expressing now as a harmonious and healthy human expression of the divine, where everything is working perfectly, where every cell is made out of the substance of the pure, wholesome, loving goodness of the divine, and where every organ is intelligently operating according to the divine design, and each one is experiencing relaxation and a relief in discovering a healthier body than ever before. Any stress, any strain, any worries and doubts that had been dwelt upon in the past, even if it was a minute ago, it's all let go, left in the tomb, as each one emerges fresh and new with a whole brand new creation of body that is perfect, whole, and complete, healthy in every way. In this healthy body that each one is given, it has been given so that each one may express that unique soul, that unique nature that each one is, that unique perspective of that all in all, expressing it with freedom and with joy and with delight. And so naturally, a healthy body to express all that each one is created to express is necessary. And so it's provided and supplied along with everything else: the money, the relationships, the opportunities, the environment, the experience, everything that it takes to be that divinity expressing as a human, even today, even in this world right now. But behold, all things are made new. So right now, everything that is required to support each one in expressing this unique perspective of the divine that each one is provided and supplied with ease, with grace, with simplicity. It's just there. The universe is just there. Each one accepts it and allows that divinity to support its beloved creation in every way required. And the desires within each one heart are part of the supply given to each one by the divine. It is that divine guidance for how the divine desires to uniquely express itself here in this world. And so that which is in the heart of each one is divinely given to each one. It's why each one was created, to accept that sweet urge to be and express one's uniqueness, and to allow that uniqueness to be the divine's gift and blessing to humanity. And the truth is, each one is a blessing to humanity. And so this day, each one is experiencing expanded acceptance of love. Each one is needed and wanted and has a purpose and is doted upon by the divine. Each one now accepts it. Each one lets him or herself be loved. And each one knows their value as seen from the divine and is therefore now accepting their rightful place in being that divine perspective in the way that only each one can possibly be, and to see the glory of God and its creation from that personal perspective, to see it within oneself and everywhere around oneself. And so each one is healthy, fully supplied, fully supported, wealthy. Each one is free and joyous in expressing one's uniqueness. Each one has a wonderful divine schedule ahead of wonderful activities where each one moves from good to greater good, from joy and expression to greater joy, all surrounded by peace and harmony and right order and right action, everything working perfectly, including technology, all working perfectly to celebrate the divine's existence. I am that I am. All is created to recognize this, to praise it, to raise it, to be it, to enjoy it, to be one with it, and to be with all in expressing it. All for one and one for all, each one in their perfect place. And there is no separation, there is no competition, there is no diminishment or minimization. There is all celebrating that divine I am that I am. And so this is the day, now, right now, that each one celebrates this gift of life and accepts that that is what he or she is, and that he or she is a blessing and is therefore blessed, and that this life is good, and this goodness of life is accepted right here and right now, and manifesting in a wonderful way and in a particular way for each one. I am grateful this is the truth. I release this word to that loving law, the creative activity of that infinite mind itself. It's done, and so it is. So there we go. All right. So Cheryl, Eric, hello. Craig, yes, hello. I always love it when Craig is here from Thailand. And so he's up very late at night to make it with us. So, and I think he's already in Monday, or the end of Sunday or Monday. He'll let me know. Okay. And happy Easter to you too, Craig. All right. We're all set. We're ready to go. Reverend Rich, take us away. That's my cue. So, what do you want to receive today? It's Resurrection Sunday. Well, Resurrection Day, every moment could be Resurrection Day, but we're going with the flow here. And with the Passover event, claiming freedom from slavery, whatever, that oppression of those false beliefs, being a victim. Oh my gosh, so much to celebrate. And spring has burst all over the place, and it's even kind of warm. So, with all that beckoning us forward, what is it that you're here for? What good do you personally desire to experience this day? And so, let's just claim it for ourselves in our hearts and know that it will be provided in some wonderful way. And this meeting today is one of its avenues for providing that good we desire.
I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. My heart is ready to receive. Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Princeton. We are a loving, healing, and inclusive community which teaches and practices the principles of the science of mind for the well-being and spiritual growth of ourselves and of the world. Welcome. Today we talk about life, right? Why we don't talk about it every day, I don't know, but today especially, we talk about life. And that's what our center is about. Greater living, a greater experience of each of our lives. And so one of the things that we do to help each one of us grow into a greater life is our classes. And Susan Neat is doing her usual class on Wednesday evening called A New Chapter. And this week's class is on Virginia Stevenson's essay, Establishing Love's Day. During this time, we will be inspired by her words and take some time reviewing our current spiritual practice and thinking about how we can, during this time of renewal, breathe new life into it. So again, there's that theme of new life. So I've been thinking a lot. The last time I stood up here to welcome everybody to the service, I talked about that wonderful affirmation. Increased good flows to us from all directions and through all people. And the next day I sat down and I thought, okay, do I actually believe that? Because one thing the science of mind is about is actual practice and actually changing our lives, changing our consciousness, our growth in the awareness and the presence of spirit in our lives, and changing our everyday lives, everything that's going on. So I've been doing a practice and I was thinking a lot about it. I thought I'll just share it with you. I keep in mind that wonderful statement, increased good flows to me from all directions and through all people. And I stop during my day. I have my Fitbit, right? I set it up so it gives me an alarm every couple of hours, and I stop. And I ask myself right here, right now, what's my increased good? Whatever's going on, whether I'm happy, whether I'm upset, whether something crazy is going on in my life or something wonderful, I stop and ask myself, what's the next step for me? What would increased good look like for me if it showed up in my spiritual awareness, in my financial abundance, in my health, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been practicing this now for a while. It's really fascinating what is showing up for me because I find that I'm catching, one thing is I'm catching the patterns that I do that limit me, my beliefs and limitation in my own life. And those things are now showing up in new ways. It's really wonderful. I mean, this is what the science of mind teaching is, right? Our consciousness creates our external reality. And if we change our consciousness, then our external reality changes. And this is what I've been experiencing. It's a wonderful practice. And I invite you to find your way of doing a practice like that. You might want to do this one. Repeat to yourself, increased good flows to me from all directions and through all people. And check your consciousness. Is that how you're living and reacting with yourself, with the world around you, all that kind of stuff? What's your next possibility for growth? Just one step ahead of where you are in your consciousness now. And so the other day I was reading The Science of Mind, what we call the textbook by Ernest Holmes. And I came across this wonderful paragraph and I thought it just fits right in with my practice right now. And I wanted to share that with you. There is a place in us which lies open to the infinite. But when Spirit brings its gift by pouring itself through us, it can give to us only what we take. This taking is mental. If we persist in saying that life will not give us that which is good, God will not answer my prayer, it cannot. For life must reveal itself to us through our intelligence. The pent-up energy of life and the possibility of further human evolution work through each person's imagination and will. And then he says the most wonderful thing. The time is now. The place is wherever you are, and it is done unto us as we believe. Right? The time is now. The place is wherever you are, and it is done unto each one of us as we believe. And so imagine, think now, ahead to the week coming up and to the situations that you may find yourself in. And imagine what it would be like if you were holding that consciousness that increased good is waiting for you to open the door. Increased good is flowing to me from all directions and through all people. The time is now. The place is wherever you are, and it is done unto us as we believe. So this is the great message of life for today. And this is the spirit of the science of mind as far as I understand it, that we do it as an experiment. We take one step forward and see what shows up in our lives. We keep that consciousness. So thanks very much. And I am so glad to be here today celebrating life with all of us, the people who are here, and all of you who are watching digitally. Thank you so much.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are light, we are light, we are a light in this world. We are light. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
In the studio audience and in the virtual audience, the limitless audience out there. Today is a day called Easter. And what is Easter? Easter is a time of arisal, a time of emergence, a time of resurrection. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's important for us to know what that means and to work to strive to embody it, so to speak. So I want to say, apropos John's welcome, in some way this is connected to his welcome, but and it is this, and I want us to repeat this together, but I'll begin it. You are a fountain of light, and the living waters of life flow through you. Now I'm going to use first person, but each of you is saying this, so I'm speaking for myself and for each of you, each and every one. I am a fountain of light, and the living waters of life flow through me.
And the living waters of life flow through me.
And now do this again, and it's helpful if you put your hands, you can put your hands on the center of your chest right here in the, what we call the heart center. If you want, you could have one hand there and one hand down, lower on your lower center, at or below your belly button. I am a center of light.
I am a center of light.
And the living waters of life flow through me.
And the living waters of life flow through me.
Breathe in deeply, everyone. Breathe in deeply through the nostrils. Hold the breath in for a moment. And now breathe out through the nostrils. Again, breathe in deeply. And breathe out deeply. And once again, breathe in deeply. Breathe in this living light. Breathe it in. Hold it in for a sec. And now breathe out. And now we're going to again repeat this. And I want you to make an effort, a certain type of an effort, not struggling too much, but to feel it helps actually to relax as much as possible, to relax the physical body, the physical instrument. Relax the arms, the legs, all the way down to the toes, all of the muscles, the fingers, the back, the hips, the buttocks, the neck, the forehead, the ears, throat, everything, the chest. And notice the breathing which is coming in and going out. And it right now is doing that in an effortless way and a continuous way. This is breathing in and breathing out. And now, so make an effort, have an intention to feel this, to feel circulating in what you call your body. It's also your mind, but it can be circulating in the physical brain too. Feel it circulating. Feel it pulsating, tingling, flowing. See if you can feel that, the truth of this. I am a fountain of light.
I am a fountain of light.
And the living waters of life flow through me.
And the living waters of life flow through me.
I am a fountain of light.
I am a fountain of light.
And the living waters of life are now flowing through me.
And the living waters of life are now flowing through me.
Once again, I am a fountain of light,
I am a fountain of light,
and the living waters of life flow through me.
and the living waters of life flow through me.
Repeat this also. I feel this right now.
I feel this right now.
I feel it in my body.
I feel it in my body.
This body I know is a body of light.
This body I know is a body of light.
This body is the body of light.
This body is the body of light.
And this body is now being renewed.
And this body is now being renewed.
It is being refreshed.
It is being refreshed.
It is bubbling up and vital.
It is bubbling up and vital.
Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. And now be relaxed completely as best you can. And if you find that you're not relaxed, that's okay. Let that be relaxed. Let the mind be relaxed, the mental flow. These waters cannot help but to renew and refresh and re-tingle. These waters are flowing as the physical and the mental. These waters have particularized themselves as the very essence of the thing I call me. They are my inmost self. They are the central, palpable me I have known myself to be for this entire life. This thing, this being, this person, I identify myself to be as an individualized version or expression of this boundless light that is the source of all that is. The essential message of Easter is that this life that is living in, through, and as all around me is never born and can never die. This life is eternity. And there is only one moment that is this eternity, and that is right now. And so we now are knowing the truth of both of these aspects of ourselves. We are the universal, the unbounded, and at exactly the same moment, we are this particularized version, expression of the universal. We are both simultaneously. And now for just a few moments of silence, feel into this truth. Relax, fall back into this abundant fact of being. Knowing that you are completely supported in your chair where you sit. And now listen and participate inwardly as I speak this word of truth. which is being spoken for all those who are listening, all those who are present. There is only one light. There is only one truth, one mind. And it is beautiful. It is wondrous. It is expressing itself as everything in creation. It is expressing itself as each and every one who is listening and hearing. It is expressing itself as everyone who's not listening also. It is good. It is now true that everyone and everything, that everyone listening is knowing their body, their physical body, as a body of health and vitality. Everyone is feeling this. Everyone is feeling the connectedness and the love and the affection and the community that they desire and require. Everyone is having all of their needs met, all of their financial, monetary needs. Everyone is expressing their truth in the world. And even if it hasn't yet emerged through someone, even if it's in the process of just beginning, that is fine. That is part of it. It is flowing. This light is unstoppable because it is everything, and it is everywhere and in everything. It is the action behind, it is the mover behind all action. And it is within all stillness. And each one is now knowing this more deeply. They are feeling it more deeply now, a little bit more deeply than ever before. They are knowing this as absolute truth, and they're embracing it. And in all of this, there is a joy. There is a joyful arising. A continuous arising of joy, an emergence of joy. Spirit is recognizing that it is the source of its own creation. And each one is now knowing this joy. They are feeling it. And it is felt in all sorts of different ways. And knowing this to be the truth, and knowing that there is nothing that can stop this, and any doubt or fear that has been present is now gone. It's gone. It's dissolved. There is harmony. There is an experience of harmony and right action and love and connectedness and wisdom and wealth and light in everyone who is listening. And that is good. And I am so glad to know that these words are true and that they are manifesting. They have already manifested. The law is listening and is dutifully doing its work, and that is good, and I am glad. I'm so glad for this community, for this day, and for all of the good things that have yet to appear, that are on their way. And I now release this word, knowing that it is so. And please join me in saying, and so it is. Aho.
Can't see nothing in front of me. Can't Can't see nothing coming up behind. Make my way through the darkness. Can't feel nothing but this chain that binds me. Lost track of how far I've gone. Far gone, how high I've climbed. On my back's 60-pound stone. On my shoulder, half a mile of mine. Come on up for the rising. Come on up, lay your hands in mine. Come on up for the rising. Come on up for the rising tonight. Left the house this morning. Bells ringing, fill the air. Wearing the cross of my calling. On wheels of fire come rolling down here. I said, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. La, 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 la. Spirits building behind me. Face gone black, eyes burning bright. May the precious blood bind me. Or as I stand before your fiery light. I said, la, 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 la. 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 I see you, Mary, in the garden. In the garden of 1,000 sighs, there's holy pictures of our children, dancing in the sky filled with light. May I feel your arms around me. May I feel your blood mixed with mine. A dream of life comes to me. A catfish dancing on the end of my line. Sky of blackness and sorrow. Dream of love, sky of love, sky of tears. Dream of life, sky of glory and sadness. Dream of love, sky of mercy, sky of fear. Dream of life, sky of memory and shadow. Dream of love, you're burning wind filled my arms tonight. Sky of longing and emptiness. Sky of fullness, sky of light. Come on, la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Yeah. Oh, I've been la 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 to sleep. Okay. La 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 to sleep. All right. So, okay. Yes. Craig's still on Sunday time. So he's confirmed. He's 12 hours ahead of us. Wait, he says 9 p.m. here. So la 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 la. There we go. Okay. Glad you made it. All right. So we've been using The Abundance Book by John Randolph Price the past 7 weeks. For those of you who celebrate Lent, we've been calling it Tessarakonta, 40 days, and many of us have been engaged in a daily spiritual practice, Monday through Saturday, of setting aside 15 minutes-ish, because I know it started getting longer and longer. I'm like, oh, rein it in, Karen, rein it in. But, you know, Spirit will talk on. And so, so we've had this daily practice of contemplating the divine and the spiritual principles that John Randolph Price has written down about prosperity, and that it is the divine is lavish, abundant, and continuously operating and creating, and it's at the center of our being. And the more we realize this, the more we're aware of it, the more we experience of it. Whew. So we've had quite a workout. in getting more and more aware. And I need a vacation. But before we do, it's Resurrection Day. And I gave the topic for today, the highest consciousness of prosperity is love. And John Randolph Price agrees. Toward the end of his book, he writes, he says, in communication from the higher consciousness, right, within ourselves, this is what we can hear. So this is the higher consciousness talking to us. There is a fountain of love within you. Right, Jeff's little thing here, right? And from it flows the fulfillment of all you could desire, the light substance to bring every form into visibility. The fountain is never in disrepair. Its operation is eternally perfect, and its power source is my love for you. A love so great that it is beyond your comprehension. The flow from the fountain is endless and bountiful. Will you not stand in the stream with me now and eradicate all appearances of lack in your life? Come to me, come within, and feel the rushing waters of infinite supply. Indeed, your cup runneth over. It is beautiful. And we all want that to be true. And what we experience in our lives, though, is all of our beliefs that that's not true, and then what we need to do to make up for it. During this Tessarakonta season, to be saying to ourselves, my awareness of that divinity within me is my supply. And it is the divine's responsibility to create and support and bless and love. My only responsibility is to be aware. And it seems like that should be pretty simple. Oh, all I have to do is be aware that God is all there is and all is well. But those of you who have been on a spiritual journey of growing awareness realize that our capacity for forgetting is quite amazing. Robust. It's robust. And it is so useless. It drags us down. And yet, as my teacher, Dr. Stuart Grayson, used to call them, those 3 R's: resistance, rejection, and rebellion, just keep popping up over and over. And when I first came into this teaching, one of my first spiritual books was about your gremlin. What is your gremlin? Each one of us has a gremlin within us. And the purpose of the gremlin is to make us miserable. And so those 3 R's are a creation of that gremlin in us, that false belief in us, that belief in us that says, I am not enough. And that little gremlin has infinite ways of sneaking itself into our thinking and rob us of our joy. And the antidote always is love. Love, 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 love. In fact, I thought I would come up here and say, okay, the talk today is love. That's it. Go. That's it. There's nothing more to say except for what I do have to say is all the ways I'm fighting to keep loving. Right? Love is all there is. Not much to say about that, but boy, the creative ways my gremlin comes up as non-love, it has yet to run out of ideas. That's all I can say. And every time I seemingly get onto its game, it does a little shape shifting and becomes a totally another voice, totally another little form, totally another little way of ruining my experience of living. So this divine loving presence creates because it loves, and it loves its creation completely, and that is us. And love wants us to flourish, not just survive, not just to make do, but to flourish. We've got spring here, the epitome of thriving and flourishing. You know, it's getting going here. And you know, you're going to see those little goslings, you know, running all around. And, you know, the grass is getting greener. We've got a tree out here that is just filled with leaves, a whole lot of them that haven't caught up yet. But we just know that it's going now. And that is our lives. That's what we are meant to be experiencing continuously. No breakage, no stoppage. That, as Price said, there is nothing wrong with that fountain, right? It's never in disrepair. And all we have to do is stand in it. And so to develop a spiritual practice, I mean, I probably have about 25 now spiritual practices active, all of them with that intent to get me back into the flow, because I seem to find myself outside of it way more than I need to be. Now, resurrection, someone wrote a talk years ago, I don't know who, but I printed it out. And they said that resurrection, we know, it's not a one-time thing like resurrection from death, but it's a continuing series of transformations as we transcend the limitations of experience to become more and more what we truly are, pure spirit. And so every day we begin anew, and we take the false beliefs that have popped up from the unconscious overnight, and we have to think about it and get ourselves back into the flow, and then enjoy all the wonderful ways that love blesses us and flourishes us. Love is omnipresent, and love is infinite, and love requires the other divine quality of wisdom to really understand it. We cannot, well, we could, but I wouldn't advise growing in love and neglecting wisdom, or growing in wisdom and neglecting love. The two must be together, because love is so infinite, we cannot figure out what love should be like. We need wisdom to guide us as love reveals its mysteries to us. We have to have that wisdom showing us love's way. Otherwise, without wisdom, what we tend to do, being human beings that we are, is just assume we know all that there is about love, and let me, express my love any old way I want. And let's face it, folks, if that's working with you, fine. Log off. Goodbye. But if it's not working for you, I suggest that inviting wisdom into your consciousness to show you, to open you up so wisdom can show you how to accept more love. And when I say love, it's about accepting that you yourself are more loved, and then that you love everywhere, everything that you possibly can. Even when the world is wrong. So last week I had major healing, right? So I may have mentioned over the past several months, since last year at least, I've had a little issue with a water company I had used this water dispenser at our office for many years, and they got sold to another water company, and the service got weird, And then we had all that going on last year. And so I decided, okay, let's get the dispenser all cleaned up and we'll start fresh and we'll new and I'll drink more water again, right? That's the whole reason why I brought the dispenser into the office, was so that I would drink more water. But apparently that doesn't work. But anyway, so I contacted them to get it cleaned, and they set an appointment for December 29th, anytime between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. I'm like, what the heck? It was a machine that scheduled that. So I'm like, okay, all right. It was a month in advance. I'm like, all right, it's between, Christmas and New Year's. And maybe this will be a day when I'll go into the office and I'll get everything done. I'll get all caught up, right? I'll be there bright and early. I'll get all caught up and I'll just peacefully enjoy the day. And that's what I did, except for they didn't seem to be coming. And around 2:00, I called for a live person, which, yes, required a lot of patience to get through the machine of all the choices. And I did it, and I spoke to a person. It was 2:00. I said, are you coming? Because I'm here, I've been waiting, and I'm looking forward to this. You set up the appointment, you schedule the time, I'm here. Are you coming? And the person said, hold on a minute. They put me on hold. And they came back and they're like, oh, yes, they'll be there between 2 and 4. I'm like, good, thank you very much. Good. This hasn't been a waste. Patience, let's move forward, do more stuff, whatever. And at 5:00, they still hadn't arrived. So I called again and had to go through all the system. It probably takes about 8 minutes to get through all the numbers. What's your account? What's your phone number? What's your zip code? I guess you really need to talk to a person. What's your account? What's your phone number? What's your zip code? Yeah, all that stuff, whatever. So I talked to another person. I said, so, hey, I'm here and you scheduled the delivery. You told me that you would be still arriving. Do you guys need to hear this? No, they didn't come. What's more can I say? Anyway, I got annoyed. This is wrong. I'm done. And I sent them an email. Contract is broken. Pick up your piece of equipment and all the empty water bottles and all the full water bottles and just take it away. I am not paying any more bills. It is over. Let me know when you want to pick it up. And I got messages back from the machine. Yes, we acknowledge we received your request. We'll get back. Someone will get in touch with you. And they never did. So every month I get a bill. And I email the bill back saying, I'm not paying this bill, blah, 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 blah. And then divine wisdom and perfect love show me what to do. Call the water company. I don't want to. They're wrong. They should call me. They're not calling me. This isn't right. They need to know that their way of handling this is not right. I refuse to participate in the way their machine is forcing me to interact with them. And they don't call. And I get another bill. And they don't care. And I'm making peace. I'm doing spiritual practice. I have peace. It's not even on my mind. It's not even my mind. No, I don't care that water dispenser is just sitting there with a whole bunch of bottles and that they're sending me these invoices. And not only that, not only sending me emails, but they're also sending me emails saying, your delivery is scheduled for February 2nd. We will be, have your bottles ready for being picked up. Well, they don't mean it because nobody comes because I don't answer and they don't come. And they're not going to come. I'm not paying any bills. Hello. So, okay, December 29th, folks. It's April 4th. How long am I going to carry this in me? Is there anyone in that water company that's worried about me? It's a machine. It's impartial. It's neutral. The only one who's being annoyed by this, and I refuse to be annoyed, but it's me. And I ask, and so, divine wisdom said, Karen, every time I ask, call the water company. And I'm like, okay. I finally decided, yes, I will. So then it took me another month. And finally, a week ago, Saturday, they sent another email to us saying, you haven't been paying your bill. We are going to send this to a collection agency. So I thought, okay, I'm ready to call them. And I did call them, and a very gracious person answered, apologized, took care of everything, set up an appointment for Tuesday, took all the way, zeroed out our account. No, nothing's due. They're going to pick it up on Tuesday between 8 and 5. They didn't come. And I'm asking divine wisdom. Pretty much it was saying, shut up, Karen. Obedience. Not to them, but to something here that is a false belief in me that I've been living with my whole life. This is not anything new, right? Because the world is not working right? And it ought to be held accountable, right? But it doesn't care. It doesn't care. Shut up and obey. So I called them again, got another very nice person who said, oh, yes, that person on Saturday, yes, but he forgot to do one last little thing, which actually puts it into the system with the delivery truck. Okay, and they did that. We will be there on Wednesday. Call us later, and we will let you know. Otherwise, it's 8 to 5. So I called them later, and they let me know. They'll be there between 8 and noon. I was there at 5:30 a.m. because I had to do Tessarakonta and get all this stuff set up, right? Whatever. And I'm there till noon, and they didn't come. And I'm like, divine wisdom, I praise you, water company. I raise you, company, in the name of love. 70 times, the whole thing. Called them again, and they're like, all right, yep, they'll be there between 12 and 2. And I didn't point out to them that they had said last night, 12 and 8 and noon. I just took a breath and I said, of course they will. Of course. Well, he came. There's joy all around, right? And I helped him take out the bottles. He took everything out. Goodbye. Thank you. That was wonderful. Goodbye. Gone. And something had changed in me. When I was on the lookout for it, because you don't have something like that hanging around. But who would have thought that waiting for the water company would be my time in the tomb? What got buried? But since that removal, blessings have flowed into my life exponentially. I don't feel any different. Grateful to have the water thing out of there. But I do feel different. I do feel, what else can I complete? What else can I take care of? And where else do I need to be obedient? Do you like that word, obedience? No. Someone in the chat goes, Karen, write a letter, let it go. Thank you. Yes. Yes, but see, sometimes we get that wisdom with love that tells us, no, just stay right where you are and listen and obey. Don't try to fix, don't try to change, don't try to do anything in the outer, just listen and obey. And that was one of my moments. That being in the tomb experience that happens to us every time we're about to resurrect, right? We're out there before we get into the tomb. We're out there fighting and doing things and working it out. And, Jesus rode into, Jerusalem, and there was all this palms coming, and it was all a big hoopla, and people were all excited. And then he gets dragged into court, and, he's standing in his truth, and, he's like, I'm not saying it, you're saying it. I'm not saying it. I am what I am. That's all I'm saying, and they're like, yeah, whatever. And, you could see his apostles and disciples, whatever, they're all treating for him, and they're like trying to maneuver things, and they're running away. It's a mess, right? And he has that moment of total surrender to this mess of consciousness that was his life. And then in that tomb of just obeying, not knowing what's going to happen, but that clear guidance. You're just not moving. You just sit here in your little existential timeout, in your little, metaphysical, spiritual, just stay there. And now see what is done unto you. That there comes a time when love tells us, you don't need to try to get into the flow. You are in the flow. You need to be aware that you are in the flow. There's so many ways we can become aware that we are in the flow, right? We can do our spiritual practice. Connect, boy, that spiritual practice that we had, love above you, calling us up, the strength of truth, raising us up, and then the support of the divine supporting us, and love embracing us, and boom, I'm there. Every time I do it, I love it. It's my new favorite spiritual practice. But then there's sometimes that to experience the love that is that fountain of love that is showering its blessings all over us, sometimes not even a spiritual practice is ours to do. It's just, wisdom tells us, just shut up and be still. You don't even have to be still and know I am God. Just shut up. Right? And then behold, all things are new. So our resurrection is something that happens to us when we've come to the end of a particular false belief, when we've tried believing it and we've tried to act in every way we possibly can, and yet that false belief remains, because love is not always going to guide us the way we think it should. Sometimes it's weird. Love yourself, respect yourself, love everyone else. Yeah, that's our spiritual practice. We're working on it. But then we're living in the flow and continuously creating new barriers for ourselves that love will just blow them apart. I have been also spending this past week watching the volcano in Iceland, the live stream. I'm mesmerized by it. And yesterday was a big day, big volcano day. You watched, it's got two vents now, very active. So you get to watch these vents. There's a live cam there, continuously watching this. And you would watch these explosions continuously build up a wall of lava that is now in its own way. And then at some point it's had enough and blows to bits everything, that whole wall that it had built up, and then start building it again. But that activity of life just continuously spurting forth its I am that I am. and processing itself, its false beliefs, and then blowing it all to bits again, and continuously this rich substance from the center of the earth coming up. I'm getting to know a little bit of technical stuff. So apparently the magma, which is the lava below the surface, that's what it's called. It's not that deep, but the center of the earth is filled with it too. So let's say it's all one. Okay. But anyway, it's making all things new. This activity of bringing up its loving presence, that fountain, and spurting it all over and creating barriers and blasting through the barriers. In the meantime, the entire valley is covered with this nutritious, it's lava at the moment, but it'll turn to soil, and that whole lava, that whole valley will be bursting with life in a couple of years. Behold, I make all things new. That's what we're going for. And so prosperity is flourishing, not settling for that's enough. It's not reaching a level and I got enough. I'm comfortable enough. No, it's always allowing that love to flow through us and disrupt our whole world with its flow, and the wisdom of love guiding us through that continuous activity of love within us, forever creating anew. And then we discover the goodness that emerges. I am so grateful to, I wish I could say, I got this one now. I will never, ever again get stubborn and tell the world that it's not behaving properly, according to the universe, according to Karen. And that I will never have resistance, rejection, and rebellion again, and have to practice obedience again. I wish I could say, I have mastered it, I'm done forever. I've had my one resurrection, I'm over it, but I know just like that volcano, I'll keep building up some more barriers to the flow and have to destroy those barriers once again, over and over and over again, because that's flourishing. We are here to flourish, to grow, to thrive, to move from good to greater good. It's a process, it's continuous, it's love guided by wisdom, and we are the ones who discover. But it is that thrill of something new, something old, release, accept. Oh my gosh, that was wonderful. And here we go again. That there is no one resurrection. That's the one problem with my old religion. Was like there was that one great resurrection that he did, and then you get to die, and at some point far beyond your particular death, we all will rise again, and actually I like that. Just once, let's resurrect just once. But no, life is continuous. Let's end with John Randolph Price. He says here, God is love. I feel love in my heart and know that this is the very Spirit of God flowing through my feeling nature. I could not love without God. I love, therefore I am one with God. My understanding of God is growing. So let's think about this while Reverend Rich takes over with a song.
Love, the light of God is in the love. The love of God is in the love. The light of God is in the love. Light. The light of God is in the life. The light of God is in the life. The light of God is in the life. Truth. The light of God is in the truth. The light of God is in the truth. The light of God is in the truth. Joy. The light of God is in the joy. The light of God is in the joy. The light of God is in the joy. The love. The light. The light. Let the sunshine. Let the sunshine. The sunshine. Let the sunshine. Let the sunshine. The sunshine.
And so this word is being spoken for each one. Love is there. And each one is in the flow of love. Nothing anyone needs to do. That love is flowing and each one is in that flow, and that love is within each one, and each one is flowing with this love. And the awareness of the presence of this love and its perfect flow is growing in each one. An awareness of the life, the light, the love, the truth, the joy, all present, always present. There's nothing wrong anywhere. Each one is that love. And with its wisdom as light, each one is guided in understanding and realizing and obeying the rules of this loving goodness. This is the truth for each one. I'm grateful that's the truth. I let this go to that loving law, knowing it is done, and so it is. And that is the way it is. All right. Take us away.
Let the sunshine. Let the sunshine. The sun shining.
All right. He's got to get the heck out of here. All right. So I'm glad you all saw that. We had a nice long time here together today. So thank you, Regina. She is posting our website and our snail mail address if you'd like to make a donation. You also can go to our website, cslprinceton.org, to see our announcements, which includes Susan's Wednesday evening workshop. The link for that is all there. It's on our Facebook page if you scroll down a little bit, but it's also on our website, cslprinceton.org. You can send us an email. You can ask questions. You can make a donation there, and that's it. So I'll do that. Thank you, Regina. Thank you, Stephanie Ann. Have a great Resurrection Day, all of you. And hello, Raul. Good to see you. People are putting stuff away. They're all wanting to, like bats wanting to get out of you know where. Okay, so I think I've said hello to all of you. You can continue on, folks. They're all standing around with chairs. When is she going to stop talking? All right. So anyway, it's been a pleasure to have you all here. And I am looking forward to seeing you. Oh, next week we have Reverend Janice Valera. She is going to speak. So I will be seeing you here in 2 weeks. All right. I'm going to say goodbye. Oh, Tina, glad to see you were here. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.